the classic bat harmonic pattern indicator, which has been provided on the TradingFinder website for various platforms. From this section, you can download the indicator file for MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 platform and run it on your chart. Additionally, traders can read this page to learn about the functionality and operation of the indicator. From the Navigator section, we select the indicator file and run the indicator by dragging the file onto the chart. Once the indicator is placed on the chart, it begins to identify and draw the classic OBOS bat harmonic pattern on the price EOS chart. Traders who are looking to identify this pattern on the chart can use the classic bat harmonic pattern indicator to detect the pattern and enter buy or sell trades in the I market. When the pattern forms, point D is displayed for us, which we can use as the potential reversal zone, PRZ, or the probable area where the price may reverse. And from there, we can enter a sell or buy trade in the market. In the settings section, under the input tab, there are options available for us. In the first part, we can set the minimum wave length, which is set to 5 by default, and this parameter is based on the zigzag indicator, which itself contains 3 parameters. Here we can only adjust the first parameter of the zigzag indicator, while the other 2 parameters are hard-coded in the calculation section and are processed automatically. In the next section, we can set the number of candles to be used for identifying and analyzing harmonic patterns, which is set to 100 by default. This means that the ORB indicator goes back 100 candles from point D, searching for Fibonacci ratios and harmonic conditions to identify point C. After that, from point C, it goes back 100 candles looking to identify and analyze point B, and then displays point B. From B to A, and from A to IE, X, and finally it forms the harmonic pattern. In the next section, we can enable or disable the display of the harmonic pattern lines. In the following section, we can enable or disable the break pivot. If we set this option to on, when pivots are broken, the pattern remains valid for us and the indicator will display the pattern. For example, in this section, point A has been broken downward and a pivot has formed below, but with this option enabled. This pivot break is not taken into account for us and the pattern remains valid. If I set it to false, in the lower section we can select the distance value between the harmonic pivot on and the broken pivot, and if the break exceeds this value, the harmonic pattern will not be displayed for us. As we can see here, the pattern is not detected for us. If I set the distance value to 1000 pips, for example, we can see that here a series of patterns are detected for us. And most of these patterns have their breakout distance based specifically on 1000 pips, as you can see. In the next section, we can adjust the shift option, which by default is set to 2, meaning that with the closing of the candle, it moves forward by 2 candles, and after that, it checks the harmonic pattern for us. If I set this option to 0, as soon as the D-point candle closes, it will check and display the harmonic pattern for us. We can use this option as a confirmation for identifying and analyzing the harmonic pattern. In the next 2 options, we can enable or disable the display of bullish and bearish harmonic patterns. In the next section, we can set the drawing style of the harmonic pattern, which includes 5 options. solid, dash, dot, dash dot, and dash dot dot. In the following section, we can set the line thickness, which is set to 1 by default. If we set this option to a value greater than 1, the lines of the harmonic pattern will be displayed as solid. In the next 3 sections, we can change the color of the bearish harmonic pattern, the color of the bullish harmonic pattern, and finally, the color of the harmonic pattern labels to any color we like. Be sure to pay attention to this point. In the MetaTrader 5 platform, the first 2 options are different for us, and in the second section, the way this option is calculated is also different. In the MetaTrader 4 platform, it is based on candles, and by default, it is set to 100 candles. This means that from point D, it goes back 100 candles to identify point C. But in the MetaTrader 5 platform, this option is based on pivots. That is, if we set the value to 10 here, it moves back 10 pivots and examines the pivots to identify point C. The next point you must definitely keep in mind is the values you set in the first and second options. The higher these values are, the larger harmonic patterns will be displayed on the chart. Conversely, the lower the values, the more proportionate patterns you can identify, and you can enter, buy, or sell trades based on them. Well, friends, we've reached the end of the tutorial for this indicator. We'd be glad if you share your comments, and suggestions with us in the comments section.